Good morning, dear students. Today we start the second lecture of automation and robotics. The syllabus of this subject is given by AKTU. I am Dr. Tarun Gupta, Associate Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management. Friends, these are the contents which we discuss today. Types of automation, goals of automation, automation principle and strategies, under which we will discuss USA principle and 10 strategies for automation and production systems. So the first one is type of automation. Friends, there all the automation can be divided into three categories. First one and the most pre-stage of automation is fixed automation or hard automation. Second one is programmable automation. Third one is flexible automation. See, fixed automation, in the fixed automation, a manufacturing system in which sequence of processing or assembly operation is fixed by the equipment configuration is known as fixed automation. See, this automation having very less flexibility, but it is suited to very high production. Whenever we have to manufacture FMCG products, continuous consuming products, means the products which do not depend on the order. You have to manufacture and supply to the market. You have to manufacture, supply to the market. For example, fan industry, pen industry, bicycle manufacturing industry, bike manufacturing industry, toys manufacturing industry, etc. Such type of industries do not depend on the order from the customer. So in this case, what we are doing, we are just manufacturing the parts and we supply to the market. Battery manufacturing industry, in this automation, the investment is very high, and we are using customer engineered equipment, but production rate is also very high. It is relatively inflexible in accommodating product variety. Means if you have designed your assembly line to manufacture, let's say, ceiling fan in fan industry, then you can manufacture only ceiling fan. On the assembly line of the ceiling fan, you cannot manufacture table fan, you cannot manufacture any motor, any pump. So these are very less flexible. We are using special machines for production process efficiency at higher number or per rate of product. An automatic machine and numerical control machine is an example of fixed automation because the inner construction and function can't be changed. Few examples are given: door with spring load, watch, gravity machine, water wheel, animal or wind wheel, right? Transfer lines, assembly lines, etc. Next one is programmable automation, means we are moving toward automation as well as flexibility. So programmable automation is the second stage of the automation. In this automation, a manufacturing system which is designed with the capability to change the sequence of operations to accommodate different product configuration. Remember, we are changing the sequence of operations, right? The various features of this programmable automation is, it is a combination of hardware as well as software. It means it is a combination of machines as well as program. High investment is required for general purpose, lower production rate than previous automation, that is fixed automation. As flexibility will increase, production will decrease, right? flexibility to deal with variation and changes in a product configuration. It is most suitable for batch production, means when rate of production are small and there is a variation at the product. Physical setup and part program must be changed between jobs. For example, manufacturing of air conditioners, screensaver, traffic light, radiator, product assembly lines. We can industrial robots. So these are the few example of programmable automation. Third one and most flexible automation is known as flexible automation, an extension of programmable automation in which the system is capable of changing over from one job to the next with almost no lost time between jobs is known as flexible automation and better known as flexible manufacturing system FMS, and sometimes it is also known as CIM, computer integrated manufacturing systems. The main feature of this flexible automation is it has higher investment for customer engineered system, continuous production of variable mix of product, but production rate is less as compared to previous two automation system. Again, it is a combination of hardware as well as software. It can be programmed for different configuration product either at the beginning or middle or end of the production according to production change. In the flexible automation system, different products can be made in the same time at the same manufacturing system. Flexible automation system mostly consists of series of workstations, assembly line, and control of operation of work by using a program for different workstation. We can say, for example, of CNC machines where we have stored all the programs. So as and when the workpiece is changed, we just select the program and production will start. So almost at no loss of the time, we can start the manufacturing of new product. Here you can see the types of automation, advantage and disadvantage. Fixed automation can be considered when high demand volume and long product life cycle required. Its advantages are maximum efficiency and low cost per unit, but disadvantages are large initial investment and almost no flexibility. If we are saying about the programmable automation, batch production can be done and product with different options can be done. So whenever we have to manufacture the product in batch or with different options, we can consider programmable automation. It is relatively flexible to deal with change in the product as compared to fixed automation. And here also low per unit cost for large batch. But there are disadvantages that if we want to manufacture a new product, it will take long setup time, and as compared to fixed automation system, the cost per unit piece is high. If we are talking about the flexible automation system, it has very low production rate, varying demand and short product life cycle. So whenever we want to produce less number of parts but variety is more, we can consider flexible automation system. Advantages of the flexible automation system is main the flexibility to deal with various designs and customized product. But again, disadvantage is that it has large investment and cost per unit product is very high as compared to fixed and programmable automation system. Here you can see the comparison of uh, all the three automation system with respect to product variety and product quantity. See, if product variety is less but production quantity is more, production quantity is in lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, we can go for fixed automation. But if product variety is medium and production is more than 100 piece to, let's say, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, then we can adopt flexible automation system. If product variety is more, but production quantity for each variety is approximately 100, 200, 300, then we can consider for programmable automation system. What are the various goals for automation system? See, whenever we are considering any automation system, we always see what are our goals. So our goals for automation system is to integrate various aspects of manufacturing operations so as to improve the product quality and uniformity. We can minimize cycle time and efforts, and thus we can reduce labor costs. Friends, in any industry, for any product, approximately 25% is the material cost, approximately 10 to 12% is the energy cost, 10 to 12% is the labor cost. So it is very difficult to reduce the cost of the material. It is very difficult to reduce the consumption of the electricity or energy. But if we use automation, we can reduce the labor cost, and also we can reduce the cycle time, means product can be manufactured in less time. So if product can be manufactured in less time, means the expenses per unit product will be less. If we reduce labor time, it means the labor cost per unit product will be less. So ultimately we can have less cost per product, or we can say the profit can be increased. It improves productivity by reducing manufacturing costs through better control of production. Yes, if we are using automation system, there is no need to check the quality for every piece. We can check randomly, we can have a sample inspection. So cost of quality control can be reduced. Similarly, we can manufacture more part, we can produce more part in the same time. So cost of the manufacturing cost of the production will reduce, and we can have better control. Parts are loaded, fed, and unloaded on the machine more efficiently if we are using automation system. Then with the help of machines, with the help of automatic system, loading and unloading can be done, which we are doing previously through manually. So manually it will take a lot of time, which can be reduced through the machines, and it can be fed automatically with the help of machines. Machines are used more effectively and production is organized more efficiently. And friends, whenever we are using machines, so there are chances of accidents are very less. Here we improve the quality by employing more repeatable process. Friends, whenever we are using program or a set of programs, so the all the pieces will be of same identity, same size, same features as fast. So in that case, we can improve the quality. Reduce workpiece damage caused by manual handling of the parts. Friends, as there is no manual handling, all the handling is through machines or automation. So less handling means less chances of damage. It raised the level of safety for personnel, especially under hazardous working conditions. See, this is the main advantage of the automation system. We can use automation systems or various machines in hazardous conditions. See, where the conditions are not suitable for the worker, for the manpower, we can use machines. So it increases the safety of the person, as well as it increase it work efficiently in the hazardous conditions. It economizes on floor space in manufacturing plant by arranging the machines, material movement, and related equipment more efficiently. Friends, in case of machine, we can optimize the use of the floor space, because there is no movement of the machines beyond the range. So you can use floor space in optimum way. You can arrange the machines in a very good sequence, material movement can be limited, and related equipment can be related. So we can use efficiently the floor space, the machines, the material movement, and all the equipments. Now, what are the automation principles and strategies? See, automation principles. Automation is not always the right answer for a given production situation. Friends, you must know this. Ki every time automation is not good. For every problem, automation is the not right answer. We have three approaches for dealing with automation projects. One is USA principle, other is 10 strategies for automation, and automation migration strategies. The first one is USA principle. The USA principle is a common sense approach to automation projects. Similar procedures have been suggested in the manufacturing and automation trade literature, but none has a more captivating title than this one. USA stands for U means understand the existing processes. S means simplify the processes. A means automate the processes. See, whatever process you are using, first of all, you understand that process, the need of the process, the shortcoming, the limitation, the advantage, the disadvantage, cost of the process. Try to simplify the process by removing the unnecessary movement, unnecessary working, unnecessary time consuming, and then try to automate the process. We will discuss these in detail. The first one is understand the existing process. See, the purpose of this first step in USA approach is to understand the current process in all of its detail. Here we will try to find the answer of what are the inputs, what are the output, what exactly happens between input and output, what is the function of process, how does it add value to the product, and what are the sequence of operations. Friends, we must know about this, and we have to find the answer of one more question, that can the process be combined so that we can save the time. Some of the basic tools used in method analysis are useful in this regard, such as the operation process chart, flow process chart. We have already discussed, already covered these chart in industrial management. We have material movement chart, we have machine movement chart, we have man movement chart, we have flow process chart, we have operation chart. So you have to use these chart. Application of these tools to existing process provide a model of the process that can be analyzed and searched for weakness or strength. Right? The number of steps in the process, the number and placement of inspections, the number of moves and delay experienced by the work unit, and the time spent in storage can be ascertained by these chart techniques. We have 7 quality control tools. We have various charts. We can use those charts to identify the process, to record the process, to check where we are using unnecessary movement, where we are consuming the time, how we can save the time. Various mathematical models of the process may also be useful to indicate the relationship between input parameters and output variables. Right? So you have to find what are the input what variables, what are the various important output variables, how are these output variables affected by the input variables. Means if we change input variable, what is the change in the output, so that we can identify, we can find, we can calculate this output we want, so you change in the input variable this much. Right? As you can say, as Raw material properties can be used to change or to enhance the property of the final output in case of material hardening. If we are using some hardening process, so and we know the constitution or carbon component or other component in the raw material, then we can add or remove the material to get the final output, right? Various operating parameters, environmental conditions, if we know and we know how they affect the output parameter, then we can set these accordingly. This information may be valuable in identifying what output variable need to be measured for feedback purpose and in designing the algorithms for various automatic process control. So this is the meaning of U, that is understanding the existing process. You must know what process you are using, what are the input variable, what are the output variable, what is the relation between input and output, and if we vary the input variable, how output is varied, and which operations can be combined, which is unnecessary movement. So you have to identify all these things. Second one is simplify the process. Simplify the existing process. In this case, you have to try to simplify the existing process. Once you are able to study the existing process, you can simplify the process. So you have to find the answer for the questions, what is the purpose of each step, and that material movement or man movement, is that step is necessary? Can this step be eliminated? Does this step use the most appropriate technologies available? How can the step be simplified? Can this step be integrated into a manually operated production line and automate the step in process? So you have to find the answer, right? You can use the 10 strategies of the automation and production system to identify, to simplify the process, right? And then you can see, whenever you apply the 10 strategies which we will discuss later, you can see that few of them, few of the process can be simplified, few process can be mixed, can be merged, and you can see you can save lot of time. Last one is A is the automate the process. Once the process has been reduced to its simplest form, then automation can be considered. The possible form of the automation include those listed in the 10 strategies discussed later on. An automation migration technology might be implemented for a new product that has not yet proven itself. Right. So next point is we will discuss 10 strategies for automation, and with the help of these 10 strategies, we can simplify the process, right? Here we will use the USA principle, and USA principle is a good step in any automation project. So it may turn out that automation of the process is unnecessary or cannot be cost justified after it has been simplified. If automation seems a feasible solution to improving productivity, quality, or other measure of the performance, then we can use the 10 strategies uh, of the automation, which gives us a roadmap for the improvement in the existing process. We can use these strategies for automation and production system because some of them are applicable whether the process is a process is a uh, process is a required for automation or just for simplification. The first point in the 10 strategy or first strategy is the specialization of the operations. See, the first strategy involves specialization of the operations. The purpose of special purpose equipments to perform one operation with greatest possible efficiency. See, this is the concept of labor specialization. Means you have to improve the labor productivity. If specialized labor will do a work, he will do it with less rejection, with good quality, with good efficiency. But if a worker is all rounder, he can manufacture product A or B or C or D, then definitely he will not make the product good as compared to the expert person or the person who is specialized. Means if a person is specialized in TIG welding, he may not be very good in arc welding or MIG welding. But if a person knows all the type of welding, he cannot do all the welding in very efficient manner. So we have to specialize the operations, or the machines or the operations or the worker which are higher in a specialization field are allowed to do the same work. Combine the operations. See, this step is required to reduce the number of production machines. Production occurs as a sequence of operations. Sometimes complex part may require dozen or sometimes hundreds of the production steps. So the strategy of the combined operation involve just to reduce the number of distinct productions step or production machines or workstations through which every part have to be routed. This is accomplished by performing more than one operation at a given machine. So you have to use the sequential machines or the machines where more than one operations can be performed. So you can reduce the number of separate machines needed. Since each machine involve a setup time. So if we are using more operations on a single machine, the setup time or setup cost can be saved. Also, the movement of the material and material handling and can be reduced, and non-operation time can also be reduced. So ultimately we can say that manufacturing lead time is reduced for the better customer service, or we can say lead time is reduced. Next one is simultaneous operations. See, simultaneous operations are required to reduce total processing time. We can say it is a logical extension of the second strategy, that is combined operations. Here we try to perform one more than one operations simultaneously in a single workstation, just to reduce the setup time, to reduce the manufacturing cost, to reduce the processing time, etc., so that lead time can be reduced. Next one is integration of the operations. See, this is another strategy to link several workstation into a single integrated mechanism. Here we can use one or two or three workstation. We can integrate one or two or three integration in a single workstation, so that number of separate machines can be reduced, so that material movement can be reduced, setup time can be reduced, right? And with this type of workstation, several parts can be processed simultaneously, so it increases the overall output of the system. Next is increased flexibility. See, to achieve maximum utilization of the equipment, we have to increase the flexibility. Uh, this strategy try to attempt to achieve maximum utilization of the equipment for job shop and for medium volume situation by using same equipment for a large variety of parts or products. It involved the use of flexible automation concept. The main object is to reduce setup time and to reduce programming time for the production machines. This normally translate into lower manufacturing lead time and less work in process. So we can increase the flexibility. Next one is improve material handling and storage. So the aim of improving material handling and storage is just to reduce non-productive time. See, our lot of time is waste in material handling and storage. So we are having a great opportunity for reducing this non-productive time with the help of automation system. So the benefits, various benefits are to reduce work in process or shorter lead time, or to reduce non-productive time. So these are the ultimately advantage for the manufacturing system. Next is online inspection. See, in the traditional industries, what we are doing, we are inspecting the quality of work after the process is completed. Means if there is any poor quality product which is already manufactured by the manufactured, and then we check the quality, and it may be reject or it may be go for rework. So instead of doing this that traditional inspection, if we are doing the inspection during the process, so we can save the time, as well as it reduce scrap, and it bring the overall quality of the product close to the drawing provided by the designer. And also it reduce the material handling, means non-productive time it reduce. Right. Next is process control and optimization. See, it include a wide range of control schemes to operate the individual process, and can associate equipment more efficiently. With the help of this strategy, the individual process time can be reduced and product quality can be improved. Next one is plant control, plant operations and control. See, uh, where the strategy process control is used for controlling the individual process in the machines. This plant operation is used to control the all the process at the plant level. There is a department which is known as PPC, Production Planning and Control, which generally use this plant operation and control. Right, it attempt to manage and coordinate the operations in the plant on all the machines in the more efficiently way. Right. uh, Today the implementation of this plant operation and control involve a high level of computer networking within the industry. And last one is computer integrated manufacturing, which is betterly known as SIM. Right. So SIM is one level a higher automation, one level higher than the previous plant operation and control. See, first strategy for controlling is the process control and optimization. The higher strategy is plant control, and most higher strategy is computer integrated manufacturing. In this case, we have the integration of factory operations with engineering design and the business function of the firm. SIM involve the use of computers, computer workstations, computer data buses, and computer networking throughout the industry. So these 10 strategies are the, you can say it is a checklist for the possibility improvement in the automation system, in the production system, with the use of automation or with the use of simplification. Right, but they should not be considered as mutually exclusive. And we can say at a time multiple strategies can be used in improvement of the one process or one product. It is not necessary that only one strategies we have to use. We can use more than one strategies. We can use 2 3 4 strategies for even for a single process. So we have to uh, find the scope. Next one is automation migration strategies. This strategy is generally used for introduction of the new product. Right, a company often need to introduce a new product in the shortest possible time, right? So the earliest and least expensive way to accomplish this purpose, this objective, is to design a manual production method using a sequence of work operations operate independently. See, initially we cannot do automation for a new product because we don't know about the demand. If we So first of all, we are doing manual production, right? The various tools for a manual method can be fabricated quickly and at very low cost. If more than one set of workstation is required uh, to manufacture these product in required quantities or sufficient quantities, right? So we can use manual cell, we can use various dies, we can use various machines to meet the demand. If the product turn out to be successful and high demand is there, or product demand is very much high, then and only then in any industry or company is trying for automation system. Then the company try to shift from manual production to automation production, and this is known as automation migration strategies, right? So this is known as automation migration strategies. uh, in automation migration strategies, the company shift from manual production to semi-automation or most use automation. There are three phases of automation migration strategy. The first one is phase one, where manual production using single station meant cell operating independently, and sometimes cells can be increased more than one if demand is more. So here the mostly work is done manually. Then there is second phase, where automated production using single station automated cell operate independently. Here we are not using most automated machines, but many operations are performed by the automatic machines, as there is a high requirement of the product. And here we are trying to justify the uh, automation by combining various processes, and by reducing, just to reduce the labor cost, just to reduce the non-productive time. And third one is phase 3, which is most automatic phase. And here automatic integrated production using a multi-station automated system with automated material handling is used. I- when the company is certain that the demand of the product is more, and the demand is not going to be zero in near future, the quantity required is more. In that case, company is used for most automated integrated manufacturing systems, special purpose machines with having very less flexibility, right? So this strategy is also given in the figure. Detail of the automation strategy vary from company to company, organization to organization, assembly line to assembly line. It depends on the type of the product, what you are making, and the manufacturing process, what you are performing. But we have to remember that well-managed manufacturing companies have policies for automation migration strategies, because there are many advantages for this automation migration strategy, like it allow introduction of new product in shortest possible time, since production cell based on manual workstation are the easiest to design and implement. It allow automation to introduce gradually in a planned manner, in a phased manner, as demand for the product grows. So number of parts, number of pieces, final product can be made in more quantities in the less time. It avoid the commitment to a high level of automation from start, since there is a always risk that demand of the product will not justify. So there is a diagram. You can see in this diagram all the three phases are given. In the phase one, you can say starting work unit, there are manual workstations, workers are there, and those workers are doing the work, and then part will move from one workstation to other workstation to other workstation, and after passing through all the workstations, after passing through all the workstation, the final production will complete. In case of phase 2, few automatic machines are there. AUT means automated machines, automated production. Also manual handling is there. So part is processed through the automatic machines, then part is processed through the manual handling, then automatic machine, manual handling, and finally we will get the output. And in the phase 3, you can see even the manual handling is not there. Part is transferred from one automatic workstation to other workstation through automated system. It may be assembly line, it may be belt conveyor, it may be roller chain, any bucket, any conveyor. Here you can see a diagram which shows product demand versus time. You can say if product demand is less, manual workstation, one workstation is there. There is a graph also, and then product demand is more. Phase 2 is there, where one station cells are there and automated productions are there. And in third case, you can see phase 3 product demand is very high. All the stations are the connected and automated integrated production system is there. So as the time pass, as the demand increase, all the industries, all the companies, all the organizations try to migrate from manual production to the automated production. This is known as automated migration strategies, right? So friends, if there is any question, there is any problem, you can ask the question. So this is today's lecture from my side. Thank you very much.